What's going on, guys? This is Luca. We are in Las Vegas at Studio DMI with my mix lab. I'm very excited because today we're going to talk about mid-side processing for mixing, for mastering, for creative use, for technical use, to fix things, to enhance. So many good use of mid-side. Just a quick little bit of history about the mid-side. So, first of all, it's not a new technique. Mid-side recording, it's something that go back many, many years. Now, on mastering, mid-side processing has been used for a very long time also to address problems for vinyl transfer. So one of the biggest problems is low frequency on the side create instability of the needles on the vinyl. So that was another thing, to kind of shave the stereo information on the low end for that reason. So when we call mid-side, actually it's some indifference. So let's put in perspective in this way. Everything that is in phase, that's mono information, that's mid or some. Everything out of phase is the difference or side. So if you place everything perfectly in the middle, not pan left and right, with no reverb, and if it's a mono signal that way, it's going to sit in the middle. That's mid. Fast forward on today applications of music production or mixing or mastering, mid-side, thanks to the advanced use of plugins, especially dynamics or multi-band compression or compression on mid-side, we can really turn something that is very steady and like center to have a placement on a stereo field, an excitement, a dynamic movement on the side. So I want to just take you guys into a session today and just look very basic, simple mid-side tricks that you can use every day on your mix or in your production to have almost like a different shape of your mix. All right, let's get in. I'm using this very simple plugin, the Matrix A and B, that I use also for reference tracks. It has a really cool stereo image analyzer to give us like a really clear picture of what's going on. So I have a really big session today actually, but I'm gonna use just as a simple tools to grab different stems and try to understand mid-side. Let's start from the mixing point of view. So let's play some music. If you have headphones, I strongly recommend to use headphones like I do myself, which is the purpose today, just really pick certain things on the mid-end side. So there is always something that I call like a tree effect of side. Let's take a snapshot of that. So there we go. So this song, there's a rough mix. That's the tree. So we have the bottom, this kind of almost mono, and open up on the side, and it stay open. Now, there's so many things we can do to change the shape of the side. Again, from the center, the mid, the line you see in the middle, to the sides. And it goes to extreme left and right. And if you look, you have a spectrum. So we can also see what notes the side is going and how we can shape this mix. Now, the easiest way is to shape the entire drum bus or stereo bus, but there's a more sophisticated way to do it where we can go in and place instrument on the side in a strategic way. So let's start with that. Let's open the percussion. So we have folders, and let's strategically pick instruments that we want to make it wider. That's what it is, right? So, okay, let's solo. Let's do that. Let's close this for a second. Let's mute some groups. Let's leave drums for now. Okay, let's make it very, very simple. Let's see what we have here. Let's take something that's a very sharp transient, like a snare. There we go. Very nice. So let's move this. There we go. This is a perfect example of an instrument, which is an 808 snare, that can be really good to make a placement on the side that's more a strategic approach. The easiest and the fastest and the most effective way, to me, is double again. So you create 3 files. We're gonna treat left and right, and then mono. So usually what I do, I keep the top one, well, first of all, I move the top one all the way on the left, the second one on the right. I'm gonna put the third one in the center. Now, let's mute for a moment the one in the center. Let's give a color so we know what we're doing. All right, let's do that. So, right, I'm gonna delay the right about 15 milliseconds. Now, what's gonna happen? The right channel will play 50 milliseconds after the left channel. Okay? To make it easier to understand, let's do a short loop. If we solo the side, and if we take away the double that we just made, and we place the original in the middle, it's very low. Now we open that. Okay, so we are not changing the correlation, so it's still stereo, but it's enhanced the side. Now, why we double also in the middle? Because if we are able to kind of like blend some mono information, especially on the lower mid-range, in case of mono sound system, we're not going to lose the snare. That's very important. So that's something that I strongly recommend. So it's very simple. I take the mono one, shave the top and the bottom, and I blend the mono in the middle of the stereo. So there we go. Now let's open the kick drum. Okay, let's solo the side. All right, we have a little bit of the reverb of the kick on the side, but really what helps a lot, especially now if we play in mono, let's play mono. Let's lower the mono parallel. Let's bring it up. There we go. It's covering more like the lower mid-range that usually get lost when you go extreme stereo. Okay, so now we're placing essentially the snare. Now what we can do, we can group the snare as a new, like a full snare. That's going to be the snare. And now if we decide to EQ the new snare, it's a combination of, again, extreme left, extreme right, and mono. We can make one single decision, EQ-wise, and affect the 3 snares. So let's do again a short loop. Okay. So we can EQ as a one element, but with a manipulation of the mid and side. In addition to that, we can also, to enhance even more the feeling of stereo field of the snare, we can take, for example, the one that's been delayed a little bit, and give to that one a little bit of different EQ treatment. For example, more mid-range. Like, there we go. Now let's blend with the music. Let's open everything else, just to give an idea. Okay, let's A and B with the rough mix. Okay, and before we close this first part, let's check on the spectrum. So now, let's solo the drums. You can literally see a spike of mid-range side information caused by the snare. Let's go on the snare and let's see the difference. That's part. So let's take that. There we go. Let's cover the mid-range. So that's, again, it's a very effective and an easy way to strategically place instrument on the side to create some excitement without the change the nature of the entire mix, okay? Following the second part, we're going to go more on groups type of mid-side approach. So we're gonna take buses and works on the creative and technical side at the same time.